What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 56, and we're starting today's episode off with yet another transfer offer from yet another German side for our goalkeeper Jack Butland. Bayern Munich want to take him to the Allianz Arena, presumably so he can be Manuel Neuer's understudy. They put in a bid of £16.5 million for our 24-year-old, and we say give us £50 million. I don't think they'll match that. To be honest, Butland, as I said before, I want to keep him here. I really do rate the young goalkeeper. Yes, he does make mistakes from time to time, but all goalkeepers do that, and he is a pretty decent shot stopper. Still, Schneiderlin declined his contract. We agreed a £13 million deal plus Etienne Capoue with Manchester United in the last episode. We offered the French holding midfielder a contract, but sadly he says no, doesn't want to relocate, so we give him a better deal, and we'll wait and see what he says. Also, Berghaus may be on his way to Goodison Park. Martinez put in a bit of £3.6 million for our winger. We say give us his valuation, which is £4.7 million, and we'll wait and see what they say. Bayern then came back to us and said they wouldn't match the £50 million for Butland, unsurprisingly, and also as well, Liverpool rejected a bid for Nathaniel Klein, and also as well, we complete our first signing of this afternoon's episode, or this evening's episode, or whatever time you're watching this episode in. We complete this, the first signing of this episode anyway. Morgan Schneiderlin is going to come in for £13 million plus Etienne Capoue, as he does accept his contract, and I am very, very happy with that signing. In my opinion, that's a great deal for a great player, because Schneiderlin is a player who I really do rate. I think as a holding midfielder, as a defensive midfielder, he reads the game so well. Tactically, he's just so aware of where his teammates are on the pitch. His understanding of the game, he reads it so well. In my opinion, Schneiderlin is a really good defensive midfielder, and I really do rate the guy. So to get Schneiderlin in, I'm sure he'll be just as good on FIFA. He's 83 overall, 27 years old. I'm really happy with that signing, man. I know that he may not be as young as other targets out there, which always get thrown around in the comment section, but for me, Schneiderlin's going to do the role we want. He's going to sit in that defensive midfield position. He's going to be the only one there. Obviously, there's a front five we've got right now, so Schneiderlin's the one who's going to sit back, make sure he doesn't get involved in the play too much when going forward. I'm very, very happy with that signing. In my opinion, for £13 million plus Capoue, a player who we weren't going to use very much, that's a really, really good deal. So I'm happy with that. Yes, he will be the most expensive player in terms of his contract at 110 grand a week, but I'm still happy with the deal. Hopefully you guys are as well. And in my opinion, that's a great deal for a great player. That's a fantastic signing there, and I'm really pleased with that. Still following that, some more scouting. Now, I know I've been reading the comments, and a lot of you guys don't seem to be as enthralled by the Canadian dream as I am, but to be honest, I really want this side story. I think it's something different, something I haven't really done before. I've done Korea before. Like I said, that was an obscure nation, but Canada are a bit worse. And obviously with Canada, there's just no really good players. So it's just going to be such a big challenge for me, So it's something completely different, really. And that's why I want to keep the dream going. Also, as you can see, a big came in for Sam Byron from Blackburn, which we accept. And also Everton matched the £4.7 million deal for Berghaus, which is what we asked for. That's okay with me. Berghaus isn't a bad winger at all. In the first season, we gave him quite a bit of game time, and he did all right. But he's not really the type of player who gets into the team very often. He's in the resis. I've got other players that I'd rather use, even if they're lower in terms of the overall, like Redmond. Redmond's 76 now, I think. And also, Damari Gray, for example. I prefer using Gray. So for me, with Berghaus going, I'm okay with that. And that's totally fine if he does go to Goodison Park. Still, we take on Spurs for the first game of today's episode here in the Community Shield at Wembley.
If we're looking for energy in midfield, which I think the manager is, from what we've been talking to him about, and a new signing today with that in mind, I guess.
Yeah, I thought they looked a bit short, a bit flat actually in midfield previously, and he's a creative player as well.
So with this, our first Community Shield, we won the FA Cup last season. Spurs won the Premier League. That's why we're taking on Spurs here at Wembley. It's going to be a really interesting game. And of course, the Community Shield isn't something which we're desperate to win, but it would still be a great way to start the season, already picking up some silverware. There were going to be some debuts as well for Mario Balotelli, Joe Davis, and of course, Morgan Schneiderlin. You heard Martin Tyler and Alan Smith discussing pre-game. Also, Lloyd Isgrove was on the bench as well. We got off to a terrible start, though, just 3 minutes in, because a former Spurs left-back, Danny Rose, got himself an injury. And as you'll see, was also forced off the pitch as well, and will miss the start of the season in the Premier League. So very, very sad about that. He did continue for a while, but eventually I took him off. So that's a real shame, and Butler made a great save following that shot as well. So still 0-0, but a Rose injury early on is not good to see, because we already have Matip injured as well. So now we've got Matip and Rose that will miss the first games of the Premier League season. That's two of our back four. That is not good to see. We had our first chance there in the 17th minute, but a good save was made by Michel Vorm, and Ben Davis got it behind for a corner. And in the 26th minute, another good chance for Spurs here as Dembele eventually eventually goes inside, picks out Harry Kane, who fires a shot just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So Spurs have made a pretty bright start in this game, but it was still goalless. But in the 35th minute, as Nyon picks up the ball here, he gives it back to our goalkeeper Jack Butland, who plays it across towards Sofiane Boufal. Boufal plays it back towards Dominic Ior for our right back here, who plays it back inside towards the Moroccan, down around side, takes it around his man and finds Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin inside towards Loftus-Cheek, holds off the challenge of Ryan Mason, plays a great through ball inside, and how about this? 36 minutes in, 36 seconds in, it's a debut goal for guess who? Super Mario Balotelli. Yes, one chance, one goal for Super Mario up top. Great show of strength by Loftus-Cheek as well, making his second debut for the club, if you will. After re-signing from Chelsea, great stroke of strength to hold off Ryan Mason's challenge, a great through ball as well, and there is Mario Balotelli, who puts it in and makes it Watford 1, Spurs 0. So I said it'd be a gamble bringing Balotelli into this side on 100 grand a week, but if he scores the goals, then I'm not going to be too fussed about whatever wage we're paying him. So great finish by Balotelli, his first goal in a Watford shirt, and it's Watford 1, Spurs 0 here at Wembley. Kane's header then went pretty close there, just wide the post in the 45th minute. The final chance to half fell here as Spurs won themselves a free kick. Pritchard and Lamela stood over this free kick. Lamela takes it, and you know, I discussed Jack Butland when the Bayern Munich bid came in, and Butland for me is a great goalkeeper and I really do like him, but he does make mistakes. Now I know this free kick had power and it was pretty close to the 18-yard box, but as you can see, Butland gets across well. He gets two strong hands on the ball. He's got to be doing better than pushing it into the back of his own net there. In my opinion, Butland should have saved that free kick. He should not be getting beaten there when the ball is so close to his body, but either way, he does get beaten, and our captain for the day does concede the equalising goal as Spurs do equalise there on the stroke of half-time, make it Watford 1, Spurs 1. And in the second half here, a great chance for Spurs to take the lead for the first time in the game, just 3 minutes after the restart. Then Bele's shot goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. Within the 71st minute, how about this for a recovery from Butland? Yes, of course, should have saved the first free kick in my opinion, but what a stop this was. Fantastic save by Butland. It's just about to cross the line, and he turns it onto his post. So that's what he should have done for the first free kick, but he makes up for it here with a brilliant save. He is the captain in the absence of Deeney for the time being, but either way, that is a great save by Jack Butland there, recovering well and tipping the ball onto the post. And it was how the game would finish after 90 minutes as well. We didn't really do anything in the second half, in all honesty. Spurs were far better, despite only having a couple of chances. And as you can see, the game did finish Watford 1, Spurs 1. So in the Community Shield, there's no extra time. You go straight to a penalty shootout. So penalties would decide who would win this year's Community Shield, either Watford or Spurs, who would come out on top. As you can see, I did have to put Loftus-Cheek in the top 5 for penalties, just because I thought he might have a say in it. Regardless, the first penalty of the shootout will be taken by Mario Balotelli. He got his first goal in a Watford shirt in normal time in the first half to make it 1-0. Could he score from the spot as well? Well, Balotelli is a really reliable penalty kick taker, so I'm not surprised he does score and open the scoring from the shootout. Lamela also scored in normal time, the equalising goal for Spurs, but this time Jack Butland pulls off the save and keeps it at 1-0. So Butler recovering well and saving the first Spurs penalty, and after Deeney makes it 2-0 from the spot for our second penalty. What a great start to the shootout. So already up by 2 goals. Djordjevic would then take this penalty for Spurs afterwards. Could he get them back in the game? Yes, he could. Great penalty, sending Jack Butland the wrong way and put his Spurs back in the shootout at 2-1. Sofiane Boufal then took our next penalty and also scored as well, put it straight into the top corner and made it 3-1 and restored our 2-goal cushion. Son would then take this penalty for Spurs. Butland was telling him where he was going to be going, but the Korean didn't listen because he goes to that side, and what a save by Jack Butland to make it 3-1. To keep it at 3-1 and to keep our 2-goal cushion. That meant that Marco Ryan Thaler could seal the shootout and make it 4-1 here and give us the Community Shield if he scores, and he does. Rifles it straight down the middle. Michel Vorm goes to his left-hand side, and that is confidence from Marco Ryan Thaler. He missed the penalty, if you can remember, in the FA Cup final, the only one we missed in that shootout. It takes bottle and it takes nerve to take a penalty in the next shootout you have, and he ends up scoring the winner for us as well. So Marco's got that confidence. He puts it straight down the middle as well. If you notice too, I rarely ever go straight down the middle for penalties, but I thought, you know what, I have confidence in this guy. I trust him. I'm sure he'll score if we go down the middle, and that's exactly what happened. So Marco the Magician seals the Community Shield for us. We win it by 4-1 on the shootout. Butland also the hero as well, making up for his error in the first half with 2 penalty saves in the shootout and a great save in the second half as well. He was also my man of the match in this game, despite the mistake in my opinion. Some of you guys may not have thought it was a mistake, but I think he should have saved it. But either way, Watford 1, Spurs 1 the final score, but on penalties 4-1 to Watford, and we do indeed claim our first ever Community Shield. So really pleased with that. Obviously, as I said before, the Community Shield isn't something we're desperate to win, but it's our first one of the series. It's our first one for Watford, and of course it does mean we start the season off already with some silverware, so I'm pleased with that. Following that, some more training for Jakovic, the Canadian goalkeeper, Lloyd Isgrove, the winger, who's now gone up to an 80, and also now Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. And a youth squad monthly report as well as we enter August to end the episode off. You can see how the players are currently looking in this youth academy. So many Canadians who probably won't make the grade, so they might end up getting released. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. And a couple of goalkeepers who look good as well. But of course, the best one now is Jeremy Jakovic, who we are currently training. And the final things you'll see in today's episode is, of course, some more transfer business. Lars de Guzman, a Canadian centre forward, is going to go join Barnet on a 2-year loan. That's okay with me. He actually looks all right, so we'll get him some game time. Hopefully, we'll be okay. Also, Sam Byram gets sold to Blackburn, and Berghaus gets sold to Everton. And we put in a new bid for Nathaniel Klein, the Liverpool right back. And we shall wait and see what Jurgen Klopp says. But that does end the episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like. So it's much appreciated. And really does help my channel out. Don't forget, my new series starts tomorrow morning, and my next episode of Career Mode will be later on in the day, tomorrow afternoon. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for those videos tomorrow.